Hey y'all, let's talk about self-esteem. I wanted to talk about self-esteem because it's something that I'm working on. I was gonna joke and say because I don't have any, and that's not true, and I don't want to tell jokes like that because I'm working on it, and I'm working really hard and have been for some time. But yeah, I feel like I have been a person of low self-esteem, or feeling like I didn't have self-esteem because I've been paying attention to the dictionary definition of what self-esteem is. They define self-esteem as confidence in one's own worth or abilities. See also self-respect. I don't have much confidence in my worth. I definitely don't have confidence in my abilities to survive this world, because this world is hella violent to people who look and feel and share identities with me. But yeah, that definition also names words like pride and dignity, morale and confidence. Yeah, if we're using that definition, it just does not work for me. And it doesn't work for me because of the full societal context. For example, specifically those words, pride and dignity. Tell me about how I'm supposed to have pride in who I am in literally an allosexual, cis-centered, straight-centric world. How do you have pride as a queermo under those contexts? And just because I'm not able to fight that battle and win does not mean that I have a negative self-esteem. Same RE dignity. Dignity is such a loaded word, especially for me around blackness. Again, in the context of white supremacy and rampant anti-blackness, I don't know that I have a negative self-esteem just because I can't break the hold of white supremacy and colonization on my mental landscape. That's a whole lot of work to do, and I'm working on it. But dignity is not there yet. So what definition does work for me? Well, I'll tell you what does. It's the definition that my therapist told me about recently. Shout out my therapist, who I've been working with for about 2 years now. Shout out Dr. Mosley. I love them because they are super smart. They're matter-of-fact but gentle at the same time, and they black. They like blackity, black, which I fucking love, and I never thought that I would find a black therapist or be able to afford one, and look at me getting the help that I need. So yeah, shout out Dr. Mose. But yeah, they say that self-esteem is simply a metric of self-assessment. That's it. What do you think of yourself? How do you assess yourself? What are the areas in which you would assess yourself? You decide. That's all about your values. So when I think about assessing myself, I think, hey, actually, I am doing pretty good. I do like myself. And in terms of areas which I would choose to assess myself in, I'm not quite sure how to choose them, but I'm in this fellowship, and this cool guy named Adon told us about major life areas, which he defined as, where are they? There we go. Love, work, health, and play. So I am going to assess myself in those 4 areas. 1, love. I have 2 very close friends. Shout out Roxana and Oscar. And I feel like it's safe to talk about my relationship with them. Hugely important to me. I feel like they affirm me for who I am and like me for who I am, which is one of the few times that's really ever happened in my life. Usually people want me to be something else. And yeah, I feel like I also am affirming and loving of them and get to express love in a safe way, and that's compatible with me and my mores. And that feels super important. So in the category of love, check positive self-esteem or positive self-assessment. In the category of work, I feel like I meet my deadlines. I answer emails quickly. I do all of those things that are under the standard of professionalism, in terms of like timeliness and communication very, very well. My day job is not aligned with my priorities. And so in that way, it feels like a blow to my self-esteem. My priorities are on Blackness, explicitly, and queerness, and not very often do I get to do work that pays my rent and centers those things. So that's hard. And so in the area of work, I assess myself not so positively, but I'm working on it. In the area of health, I am similar. I'm working on it. I'm really good at food and nutrition and knowing what foods to eat and what foods to avoid for my body. I'm not so good at exercise. I'm not so good at hygiene and housekeeping. Mostly because of executive function stuff. But I want to get better about that. And I think it's part of this whole picture of self-esteem. Play? Bish. I am the champion of play. My creative life and creative outlets are my priority, for sure. Yeah, I feel like my arts practice is very childlike in its scope, in that I wake up in the morning and I go, I want to do what I want to do. And I don't want to do what I don't want to do. And I don't do that. And to me, that's what my arts practice is for. That's what my plant care is for. Yeah, and I want more opportunities to play because I'm really good at it. So yeah, overall, I feel like 2 out of 4 areas are amazing. 2 out of 4 areas need some work. Fair to Midland self-esteem. So yeah, I'm gonna come back to this in September because I want to see if those things have shifted. So we'll talk again about this in 6 months. But in the meanwhile, I have questions for you. Questions like, how do you define self-esteem for yourself? Yeah, what does it mean to you? And what assessment areas are you succeeding at? And what self-assessment areas are you needing improvement in? And finally, what could you do today that would improve your self-assessment tomorrow? Think about that. Think about it. Okay, that's all I got. I love you. Bye.